And we are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of Meet Your Maker. And this week, our special guest is the gentleman sitting right over there.
How's it going, guys?
From Renewed Man. Jared, how's everything going, brother?
Good, man. How about you? I'm glad to be here.
Oh, man, I won't lie to you. It's a little weird right now. The family's on vacation. I'm not used to a quiet house.
I can... You know, my wife was just up at camp. You were talking about camp a little earlier, and the kids just got back like 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, guys, you got to be quiet.
It's funny. Like I said, as a parent, we're like bipolar at times, if you think about it. So we spend all our time sitting there going, oh, man, I wish I had 5 minutes without the kids, right? And then the kids leave, and we're like, oh, man.
Come back.
Where'd they go? Yeah, where'd they go? What am I supposed to do now? Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But for me, being a single dad, you know, me and my daughter have been, that's it. It's always me and her doing everything. So the fact that she went somewhere without me, this is her first real trip without me. So it's taken some getting used to.
How old's your daughter again?
She's going to be 13 in a couple weeks. She's going to be 13 in a couple weeks. Tonight's stream will be weird. No Sam asking for ice cream. I know. Like, that's like a first in my live streams. It's like a ritual. Every time there's a knock at the door, you have somebody in the comments going, Sam wants her ice cream. Like, it's just become a thing, you know? And it's definitely a little weird not having them all here. Again, there's 9 of us that live in this house.
Oh, wow.
9 of us. So, and there's, 3 kids. 2 of them are under 10. Like, there's not a lot of quiet that goes on in this household.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, there's not a lot of quiet that goes on. So right now, as I walk through the house, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in a horror movie waiting for a setup right now. It's so quiet in this place.
Right. Here comes the jump scare.
And the dog is taking it the worst, though. The dog usually follows my mother everywhere. So he's losing his mind right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, when my wife is gone, my dog paces a lot too. She misses her.
It's funny. They get used to a certain routine. They get used to certain people that they follow. But
yeah.
All right, let's get down to things here a little bit. So,
all right,
Jared. Oh wow, somebody else just asked me. Okay, they'll have to wait. I'll get back to him after the show. Jared is the owner of Renewed Man, and Renewed Man has been doing awesome things lately, and besides me butchering their names, they've been on an absolute tear right now. It's been pretty impressive, actually. I'm just curious, seriously, what were your reactions like as I was trying to get the name right?
You couldn't help but laugh, man. It was a good time. I don't know. I just laughed the whole way through, especially once you knew you were butchering it and decided to roll with it. And that's just kind of become the official... this is the Torch Door collection. It's official.
Oh, man. If you guys are wondering, I can say it right now. I did say it right recently. And he was like, man, you nailed it. He was like, good job. But now I'm wondering if I should say it right. Like, it's kind of become like a catchphrase or something. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. You should your other makers try to playfully butcher their stuff too. It'd be a good time.
Oh, man, I could not get that thing right, dude. I even sat there with my brother before we went on to do the review, and I'm going, Torcador. And I'm like, wait, hold on, look it up, dude. I'm like, look it up. And we found things that told you how to say it, but didn't say it. I needed to hear it,
Right. You're
so
that doesn't help.
I'm like, that's not helping. I need somebody to say it right for me so I know what I'm saying here.
Right.
And still, we turned the camera on, and I knew I was saying it wrong. I'm like, man, I'm just butchering this thing. This is bad. I was like, so I decided after about the 8th take, I was like, you know what? We're just going to have fun with this. We're going to know we're saying this wrong, and we're just going to have a good time with it.
Yep. It's unscripted.
Yes, Torture's Door. Yeah.
Yeah. Torture's Door. There you go.
I was bad, dude. I think I called it Torcador, Torch Door. Like, I was all over the place with it, man. I trade my kids in for furry babies. 5 pigs, 5 cats. Wait. 5 dogs, 5 cats, and a pig. That's a lot of animals, but All right, brother. So here we go. Talk me through the beginning of Renewed Man. How did you get to where you wanted to make beard products?
Well, I have always had a beard. I mean, my dad grew up with a beard. He had a beard when it wasn't cool to have a beard, right?
Right,
And, I could always grow one. I was one of the weird kids in like high school that could grow a mustache,
Yeah.
So I always had one, but I always struggled with a lot of itch. And so I just didn't grow it longer. I didn't have a concept of beard products. And I was kind of like getting an itch to do something. We had done some ventures into like Amazon sales and things like that. And they didn't go well for us, partially because Amazon's such a big beast to work with as a seller.
Okay.
They kind of control everything. And they don't mind ripping the rug out from you if need be. So we were like, hey, we want something more personal. We want like something that's more like a community. And I just kind of been having my ears out for that, something that, and then like we're early last year, I was on vacation in Florida, and I was just kind of stumbled across some beard products. I wasn't familiar with this beard world. I was like, wow, this could help me. And then I started like finding this community, like, I could do this. I want to be a part of this. And so, we rolled out a beard balm. Wasn't great. It was mediocre. We got some feedback. We tweaked it. We rolled out some beard oils, and lots of people were tweaking my ear. Like, you got to get off the essential oils train, man. Got to get some real scents. So that's what we did with the Torsador collection. That was our first fragrant oil scent.
That sounds
collection.
Like somebody I know.
Yeah.
That sounds like a specific someone I know who says that quite often.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad we did. We still have our essential oils. We have them separated out, and we'll never get rid of them because I still like some of the scents. But it's true. You can have a lot more fun with fragrances. And we rolled out a beard butter, and here we are.
So how long has it been now exactly?
It'd be, I don't know, a year and a quarter, a little over a year.
Okay.
I don't remember when he first cracked open. Like, I've been getting, like you get those Facebook memories that show you things from like a year before. I kind of have that like I have that like on a photo album, and it's shooting me like my first photos I ever took of our beard balm. So, a little over a year.
I mean, I know we had talked at one point, and it was a little while back. And when you actually messaged me again this time and you were like, hey, I'm doing something new and I wanted to send it out to you, I was like, wow, he remembered me. I was like, because as reviewers, we have companies who say like, hey man, yeah, I definitely want to do something with you. I'll get it to you down the road. And then you never hear from them again. It happens. I don't hold it against companies. I know you guys got things to do. You got your own lives. I never hold it against anyone. But the fact that you actually remembered and messaged me, I was like, wow, like you actually remember talking to me. That's pretty impressive.
Well, thank you. We had a few reviewers were like, hey, we want to review your stuff. And I was like, oh, hold on. We got something in the works, that I want to send you. I don't want to send you something that doesn't put our best foot forward.
Okay.
So I'm glad we waited.
You know what, though? The essential oils thing, I feel like that's part of the growth of a company. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of companies, when they first get in, are trying to stay the natural way and go with the essential oils. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
except
not at all.
You're not going to get as strong and as long-lasting of a scent profile out of something like that.
Yep. Exactly. And I've had, guys with like competition level beards that use our product are like, I will never put fragrance oil in my beard.
Right. Okay.
So that's, more power to them. They want that 100% purity, and, we're glad to have it for them. But, so many other people, like maybe like you or me, I want to try some crazy scents.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm all about, dude. I want to try the craziest thing you can think of, throw it in a bottle, and I'll give it a shot, man. I'm cool. Yep. I'm game. Like, I'm good for it. So, I mean, I understand that you're not the only company out there that started with the essential oils and then gradually moved on to the fragrance. like I said, to me, it feels like kind of like the growth process of a company when they get into the beard game is, okay, let's start with the essentials. We'll stay all natural. Okay, the reviews have come back. It's a good product, but the scents aren't strong enough. How do we fix that? You go to the fragrance road pretty much. That's the best fix you can probably have in that situation.
Right. Yep. And then, the next natural progression, which we're getting into, is typically beard washes, co-washes. And then, sky's the limit in terms of grooming.
Okay, you just jumped the ship on me, dude. That was a question I had down the road for you.
Sorry, I'll put it back.
No, we'll do it now then. Fine, we're here, so we'll do it now.
All right.
I was going to ask, is there any plans on washes, co-washes, maybe a bar soap, something of that nature?
I would love to do beard bar soap. That's what I prefer, honestly.
Yeah. So far, that's what's liked my beard the most as well, has been the bar soaps.
Yeah. So I haven't started anything for that. We're actually starting the process of co-washes. We're working with a lab to manufacture them. And I tell you, just because of COVID, the process is so terribly slow.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So we're waiting on the next batch to come to us to test out. So yeah, that's, and there was that whole discussion about what kind of things kind of go into your washes, what's healthy for you or not. So we got to test that out for ourselves and see what people like.
And again, I think the answer to that is very simple. It's going to depend on your beard a lot of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally preference. Yep.
It really is going to depend on you as the individual, what you prefer, what you don't prefer, and then what you have found that actually works in your beard and doesn't work in your beard. No two people are the same. Everyone's different. And that's why I say, to me, even if there's a product out there that someone else says they hate, there is a place for that product somewhere. There are people out there who love it. I promise you there are.
Yeah. Well, and ultimately all I can do is find like what works good for my beard, and then you send it out to a few people to test. And if I hear a common thing that needs to change, I'll change it. But I have to like my own products first, right?
Yeah. No, you're 100% correct about that. Talk to me about your beard balm, because I know you said, and I've done my research here. I know that's kind of where you started, was the beard balm.
Yep.
What made you? Because a lot of people in this game, if I'm crazy, somebody tell me. Usually it's the oil most people start with first. They roll out with their oils first and get the feel on that, and then they work their way up to the beard balms and such. What made you go the opposite road of that and kind of start with the balm first?
So to be honest, we had done, I tried to do like a market study without like knowing anybody that used the products, like strictly an outside view. And beard oil was like super like blow down the doors, doing well from a marketing standpoint, but it was also competitive. So we were like, well, beard balm is less and people still need it. Let's start with that. Didn't have any grasp of the community today as we do that. That wasn't our best decision. So we had to evolve. Most people won't even buy a balm unless they can have a matching oil, and that was just a concept we didn't understand out of the gate.
Right. And that's kind of what I've always, for me at least, that was always my process. If I wanted a balm, I needed an oil. You know what I mean? I needed both. I couldn't have one without the other. So a lot of times if I saw companies, because there were a few others out there too. There was one called Balm Haven, which was a total nightmare of a company, but they were there. There were a few others though that just did balms. There was another one called New York Beard Co. He actually sent us out some stuff, and it was 5 different scent profiles, but it was all in balm. He didn't make oils at all because he said he didn't like the way oils made his beard feel. And I was like, well, all right. I mean, I get it, but I'm telling you, dude, like I would love to use their balms. They're nice, but I won't use a balm by itself. That's just me.
I can't. Like my skin will get too irritated.
Right.
I could probably get away with just a butter. Usually my daily is just a butter, but then I have dry days and I got to get oil in there too.
It's funny that you said that, because some nights I can do just a butter. Some nights I can. But other days when I think like the moisture in Jersey is just ramped up to 1,000,000 and my beard has just been dripping all day, I need both, man. I don't use as much oil as I would during the day, but I need just a little bit of oil in there first, and then I'll throw my butter in and my beard comes back to life at that point.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and balm just won't cut that.
No, I mean, again, I think the original idea behind balm was simply for styling. I don't think it was meant to do a lot more when the idea of it first was brought up, at least.
Right, right.
It's been
just,
more of the evolution of it that's turned into it being a conditioning product as well as a styling product now.
Right. I would 100% agree with that.
And I think a lot of that gets attributed to how popular beard butters have become, really.
Yeah, and probably so. And, and that's kind of like initially our balm was actually pretty soft. It was heavily coconut oil based.
Okay.
And then we started realizing, the market is, or I would rather have a hard balm to style. So ramp up the beeswax and shea butter. And then I'd like a soft butter for conditioning, and then people can mix and match however they want from there. But that's kind of been the strategy we've taken.
All right, so let's get into it here. Talk to me about the birth of, because you said we've seen your original stuff, and now talk to me about the birth of the King's Torsador. See, did I say it right?
Yep, you got it.
There it is. There it is. See? Or as I've put it horribly in so many videos, the King's Torquedor. Talk to me about the birth of the King's Torsador. Where did the idea come from?
So my two hobbies outside of beard stuff are cigars and bourbon and whiskey. Like those are the two things that I just enjoy learning the ins and outs of them. So I knew, even starting right away, I tried to get cigar scents, and we actually have one that's essential oils. I dare say it's probably the closest you're ever going to get to
that's the tobacco one. The
Gypsy's Tobacco is what it's called. Yep.
Yes.
That is the closest, I dare say, I think you can get to a cigar scent with essential oils. But so that was just my passion, were those things. And so what I did was I actually posted on our Instagram, and I posted on some other Facebook groups. We want to release a line of either cigar or like a bourbon and booze scent line. Which would you prefer? They were really similar, but there was just a little bit more people that wanted tobacco. So we decided that's what we were going to do. The thing is, like with tobacco, most tobaccos are like a sweet honey tobacco scent or like a pipe tobacco scent. That's just my opinion, the ones I've purchased. So, and I think they're probably getting more dynamic now. Like probably 6 months ago, even just, everybody had a similar tobacco scent for my nose. So I thought, I want to release these in a pack of 3, but throw a twist on all of them, because everybody has a preference, so people who like mint can use the black mint. People who are looking for a more cologne-y scent can, go with the Havana Beach. Or, people who love that oud. That oud is good.
Yes.
We made a cigar with oud scent. So that was kind of how it birthed. It was a long process to get those labels and designs where they were. I have kind of a background in some graphic design, so I was able to hire. I hired 3 different designers to do like the initial work, and then I kind of fleshed them out to this. But it just took a while. It took longer than we anticipated.
Right. It's funny that you talked about the labels and stuff like that, because your original labels back when you were first getting started seemed to be all one format. The label with the what I call the tattoo kind of banner going across, and then the scent profile name listed there.
Yep, exactly.
So what was it that made you go to different? Was it just that you wanted to make this special and you wanted to make it stand out a little bit more? Is this going to be kind of the normal going forward, or are we going to go back to seeing more of your other labels and you're going to reserve stuff like this for special collections?
No, man. Well, to be honest, everything's going to be special collections moving forward, pretty much. So it's all going to be new, special designs like that. It'll be a similar format. Like, let me, while we're talking here, I'll see if I can pull one up, a design we've been working on. We're doing a leather scent, and I think it'll probably turn out pretty good.
Okay. So if you've seen my review of all this stuff.
Yes.
And I've got a big disagreement going on with that beard guy, KCMO, because his favorite is my least favorite. And it's just worked out that way. And that's the Black Mince Maduro. That's been our big disagreement. He's like, I wasn't a mint fan either, really, but I love this one. And I'm like, I don't dislike it. Like, I never said I didn't like it. It's just
not your favorite.
The three, it's not going to be the first one I reach for.
And and that's perfectly okay. And I love that because it means that we have different things for different people, right?
Right. If you like tobacco and mint and all that, that scent profile is so for you, you're going to love it. It's just not one of the first. Like, to me, Havana Beach was more me. Right. The Cigar Wood and Oud was more me. Like, I love those two. Mm-hmm. It was just that one, and he just kept trying to convince me of otherwise. And I'm like, dude, I didn't say I didn't like it. I was like, he just really loves that one. He's
So I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I can. Okay.
This is the label on one of our new scents we're coming up with.
Very nice. Very nice.
That one's going to be a top secret scent line. So our next one, we're going to see, my goal was to do a late summer release, call it like the late summer collection, and to release that mid-August, late August. Again, getting the labels to come together is a challenge, but that's what we're shooting for.
Now, are you going to be like, is it going to be like this one, 3 different scent profiles and the whole 9? Like,
that's the plan, that's the whole plan. And really, like with this one too, we were able to purchase, I went and bought a new camera so we could do much better product photography and so we could do better live streams. Just try to kind of ramp everything up, get some crispy pictures.
Yeah, Mike, my personal recommendation to you, sir, would definitely be Havana Beach. I love Havana Beach very much. Cigar Wood and Oud is also, if you're an Oud fan, Cigar Wood and Oud is extremely nice. Very nice. Very well blended for me. Oh. So let's talk about this here, right here. Let's talk part of the King's Torcedor line here. Let's talk about your butters here. First of all, what made you go with this guy, this container specifically? And I don't know if a lot of people understood what I was saying at first in the review, but I'm sure you do because it's your product. Mm-hmm. Most of your glass jar butters are just a thin wall and then your butter starts. This is more like you're almost like a candle holder kind of thing.
Right.
It's a thicker lining. It's a heavier container. It just kind of gives the impression that it's a very high quality item.
Right.
And I was just curious what made you go this road. I know that that's kind of the way this whole thing went, the presentation style. Mm-hmm. So what made you choose this one specifically?
Well, we got kind of 2 things out of it. A large part of it was presentation, but on top of it, the double walled glass just insulates the butter better. Okay. It kind of there's some point where it doesn't matter if I'm shipping my butter to someone in Texas and it's going to roast in their mailbox for half a day. It'll melt a little, but it does much better than a thin walled glass or plastic jar does. So that was kind of the strategy. And like you pick it up and it's substantial. Like you kind of like what you have. It gives you a little bit more real estate to put a bigger label onto. So kind of all of the above. We were able to work with the packaging company we get some from, to order a ton so that it made it affordable for everybody. And that was exciting to be able to offer that. I love them. So I wanted to give them to other people.
Yeah, no, I really do like it. And I think we live in a world where you're right. It does give it some heft and like it feels like it's substantial. And I think sometimes that goes into the overall experience. Now, at the end of the day, it absolutely matters what's inside here. Is it a good product or not?
Right.
But I feel like we live in a beer world right now that is amazing. There's so many great companies out there putting out so many good products that any little thing you can do that makes you just a little bit different from the other guy gives you just a reason for people to go, oh, hey, I need to try that stuff.
Right. Absolutely. And anything you can do to make yourself a little different or give yourself a little edge is always the goal.
So talk to me through the 3 scent profiles here real quick, how they were born here.
It really was, it took me a long time to find base tobacco scents that I liked. We had to go to a lot of different fragrance companies and test them out. Being an avid cigar enthusiast, I kind of had in mind what I expected. And then we found some, we ended up using different tobacco bases for the different scents. And it really was just experimentation. We probably had a total of 8 tobacco scents that we had nailed down, that we liked. And, at one point I had like a tobacco and orange citrus one. We had kind of your typical pipe tobacco scent, but these ones just kind of stood out as a little bit more unique. They blended better. If I wore them in my beard, they just worked better throughout the day. And that was why we stuck with them.
Okay. I got to say, man, Havana Beach is definitely a cologne scent profile. Like that's kind of the way you listed it too. You said a cologne experience.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's unlike any of the other colognes that I have. It's like a cigar. I don't know how to describe it all that well, but it's definitely a tobacco cigar blend that opens up into this very nice cologne. And it's a different kind of experience than I think most of the people are used to when they hear cologne.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because you see sea salt and then you smell it and you go, oh yeah, that's sea salt, but it's not sea salt.
Right.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah. And again, it's just very different, but very nice. I mean, this is, like I said, I did my top colognes and I had just gotten this one and it made it into my honorable mention. And I'm like, I usually don't do things that way. I usually make it where I have to have something for a while before I put it anywhere near a top 5. But I'm like, man, I'm wearing this thing all the time. I got to give it its credit where it's due.
Hey, man, I really appreciate that. And I know that's how it goes. We're the new kid on the block to some degree. So making anybody's honorable mentions is grateful for it.
So, all right. So the cigar wood and nude's kind of self-explanatory, what most people probably should expect from it. But I can tell them if they're thinking tobacco and oud, like if that's the first thing that pops into your mind, that's not right here, because that's not the smell you're going to get. Because that's what I thought when I saw the cigar wood and oud. I was like, oh, tobacco and oud, right?
Right.
So that's exactly what I thought I would get right away. And that's not what this is. It is different from the other ones out there. Again, I think the difference is you leaned a lot heavier on the cigar aspect of this, not just your normal tobacco.
Right.
So you have a different blend here.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think you can smell in there, and it's listed as like a smoky vanilla, and it's more like a toasted vanilla.
Right.
And it blends really nice with the tobacco base. And, you put a little bit of amber and birch that are kind of hard to pick up, but it makes it for like a really warm cigar experience in my mind.
Right. I mean, it's kind of blended very nicely to where you pick out each individual thing just a little bit, but it all blends together for a very nice experience.
Yeah, I feel like the cigar wood oud is our most complex scent we've put out. Kind of the people ask me like, oh, what's your favorite? Well, to be honest, like I'm most proud of cigar wood oud of all our scents. Right. But my dailies.
There goes another question, man. You're like over here just running right through stuff. All right, hold on.
Sorry, I guess I've been getting enough questions lately that I'm firing them off.
It's all good, man. I mean, we're going to get to it eventually, so why not?
Right. Well, my dailies prove to be, the black mint and the Havana, just because they're more subtle, enjoyable scents throughout the day to smell.
Blonde, I hear you, brother. I know a lot of people aren't. Some people aren't the biggest tobacco fans, but the Havana Beach, Blonde, I know you're kind of like me. You like those cologne scents, and you like something that's noticeable and nice. And Havana Beach, yes, it's a cigar scent, yeah, but again, it's unlike any other cigar profile I've ever had. It's a very nice, manly cologne profile. It really is very good, dude. So if you're thinking of trying one, Havana Beach is one you definitely might enjoy, Blonde. So let's talk about the one that I said I didn't have all that much love for, and the one that Dave was ready to kill me over, that beard guy, KCMO. And that's the Black Mint Maduro. Okay? Now, for those of them out there who don't know, and the only reason I know this is because of Jolly Old Fat Man, a Maduro is actually a type of cigar, correct?
Yes, it is. It's a darker, richer cigar.
Right. And the only reason I know that is because Bam, when he does his lives, he sits there with his cigars and he talks about the kinds he's smoking and gives you a little bit of rundown on them. So that's the only reason I knew exactly what this was. What did you mean by the black mints?
Well, it has a hint of black tea in it.
Okay.
So that, and the thing that hits you immediately, it's not like a strong top note. You can smell mint.
Yeah.
If you handed this to anybody and they couldn't pick out the other scents, they'd know mint was there.
Yes.
So black mint was just kind of a playful name to be able to allude to that there's black tea and mint in there. And then the Maduro, I mean, Maduro is my personal favorite. I like that warm, deep tobacco cigar scent, and I felt like that was coming through. This one has a pretty different base from the other ones, so that was kind of why we did that. Again,
I don't have anything wrong with it, and when I wore it, I definitely got more, like the mint kind of chilled out a little bit when I wore it, and the other profiles opened up a little more, and it's not a bad scent profile. It's just, we've all got our things, you know what I mean? We've all got what we love and what we don't love, and I just always had a thing about mint for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest mint fan, but to me, what I was impressed by the most out of the whole thing was the range and the broad spectrum of scent profiles that all tied into a cigar theme. But each one of these are completely different.
Well, thank you. That was the goal.
Yeah, I was very impressed by that because, you see a line by this and you're like, okay, they're releasing them as a 3-pack, stuff like that. So is each one kind of the same smell, just maybe with a little twist on each one? But that's not really what this is. The common theme is there, the cigar scents, but they're all completely different profiles that if somebody bought the 3-pack, I find it hard to believe they couldn't find one in there that they enjoy, that they love.
Right. And that was 100%, the goal. And like you mentioned, I'm excited, and I like that you love Havana and Dave loves Black Mint. That's awesome that people can find things they love in there.
Dude, Havana Beach is literally, I know it says it on the title, but it's like the perfect thing to wear to the beach.
Right.
Like, it's absolutely perfect. It's an amazing scent profile, man. And again, I totally understood when you were saying before about you wanted to put your best foot forward with reviewers. If this is what the other guys all got, like when I saw Tyson opening his, I messaged you and I was like, dude, is that what I'm getting? And he was like, yeah. I was like, wow. I was like, package needs to get here right now. I was like, I want that. Yep.
That's cool.
So I thought that was definitely a cool thing for all the reviewers to see, and the presentation on it and everything was just so well done, man. It was, if this was your first ever shot at doing like a limited special edition kind of thing, it was a great, very well job done, man. Seriously.
Thank you. I hope, the next one turns out. It'll be exciting to venture into, kind of summer, brighter scents. We're going to do a little bit of, there is going to be a lime scent in there, and a leather scent and a tropical scent. So it should be fun.
So what's your biggest seller?
Cigar wood. Easy.
Cigar wood oud?
Yeah, that one's, and then it's kind of a tie between Black Mint and Havana.
Okay, so the King's Torcedor is definitely kind of taking over things on your website, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those have been our heavy. Prior to that, it was our one called Lumberjack's Wisdom, which is like a pine mint scent as well, and that's an essential oil line.
People love mint. I guess I'm just I guess I'm on the outs in that one.
Yep. And we have another scent called Dragon's Musk, and it's like a musky patchouli citrus scent. And not every, patchouli is kind of a 50-50. Like,
absolutely.
Some people are like, if it has patchouli, don't get it near me. And other people will actually be like, do you have any patchouli scents?
Yeah.
So that one kind of ticks that box.
That scent profile, patchouli, is one of the reasons I still shop at Boss Man, because they have a bar soap that's a patchouli smell, and I friggin' love it.
Right.
Love that smell. I love smelling like that out of the shower. So one of the reasons I still go to Boss Man at this point is just to get that bar of soap.
Yeah. So I should send you the Dragon's Musk just to see if you like it or not.
I'd definitely be interested. I do enjoy patchouli. I like cologne. I like citrus. So hey, but you never know. That's what I tell people about this thing. Yes, it's important to know what you do and don't like when you go to make your first purchases. just to get your experience started, if you will. Because if you go into a thing blind and you just grab a random scent profile, you have no idea what you're getting. And then if you hate it, you have nobody to blame but yourself, really.
Right.
So I tell people it's important to know what you like, important to have an idea what you like scent profile wise, but it's also important to be open and know that just because company A did a tobacco and vanilla or whatever that you didn't like doesn't mean that company B's tobacco and vanilla is the same exact thing.
Yeah, totally different. Totally different experience.
It depends on how it's blended. Did they go heavy on the vanilla? Did they go heavy on the cigar? What did they do? So you could get totally different experiences from the same exact scent profiles. Always be open to try something.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And you know, tobacco is one of those things where it even hits every beard company has a tobacco line, and they're all different. You know, I've tried Husky Beards and Bardens and what's that company? Royal Beardsman. You know, I've tried a handful of them. They're all good. They're all good tobacco scents in my mind, but they're all very different from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think it also depends on like you said, you wanted to go more for like the cigar type scent profiles. And I know that Bam over at Jolly Old Fat Man was the same way. He kind of said the same thing, that he was getting a lot of what was supposed to be cigar scents as he was reading on the websites, but to him they were more like sweet tobacco and they weren't exactly what he was looking for.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the individual too, and what they think a cigar should smell like, or what types they prefer personally.
Right. I 100% agree. And, you know, it's hard because you have pipe tobacco, which is sweet, and fragrance oils mimic it real easy. Like I can open up a fragrance oil and be like, that smells exactly like an aromatic pipe. But then a cigar, it's a lot harder. So I feel like cigar with oud, we got closer. Like we made that gap a little smaller between how a cigar really smells and the fragrance.
Right. All right, so we're starting Renewed Man, right? Like you're just getting going. You had your bomb out. It wasn't really getting over too well, like you said. And what was the first thing, though? The first scent profile, whatever it might be, that really made you stop and go, okay, wait a minute, we might have something here. So like your first big hit, if you will.
That's funny. I don't feel like we had a big hit until King's Torsador collection.
Really?
Yeah. So everything else just did we did okay, but nothing was knocking it out of the park. I do think that we did near us in there's a city called Marquette nearby, and they have a very large Christmas craft handmade product show every year. Okay. And we went there and we brought a lot of our pine mint line and we sold them all. And that was kind of, weird people, right? and that was like, wow, people really like this one. And so that was kind of cool. It was a really good Christmas gift. But I didn't feel, I feel like, again, I feel like we put our best foot forward in the King's Torsador. Like, I feel like we actually have, I was proud of our other stuff, but just, it wasn't meeting the market as much as like, if you went to our site and wanted to buy stuff, you might go, these are all typical scents. You got an orange scent. You got a pine scent. Nothing's like that unique. Our Gypsy's Tabak was pretty good.
As a friend of mine would put it, Barbados Joe, you were doing the how does he put it? The industry. No, I just blanked on it. Your safe ones, the ones that everybody does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of like
exactly.
Kind of getting your feet wet and the standards. There you go. Or oh man, I can't remember the word right now. I'm being terrible on this one, but it's just the stuff that everyone else has kind of done when they were getting in. Your tobacco, vanillas, your woodsy scent profile.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. And our one called Gypsy's Tabak, I do feel like, circling back to your question, I do feel like that one was actually our one that gained a little bit of traction. Most people who got it said, this is a really nice scent. I like it. So that was kind of one of them that did pretty well for us too.
It's really driving me nuts that I can't remember what I was trying to say a minute ago.
I knew what you meant.
Man, it's really going to bother me now, though. Like, it's going to keep bothering me as I go forward here. But it's fine. Right. I'll try and erase it, and I'll keep moving. But I don't know why I blanked, and it's just bothering me so much. But it's something that me and him honestly talk about a lot, that when companies are kind of first coming in, they start doing the big, the normal ones that are out there, the ones that everyone else has done, because it's safe. People like that profile, so you can give your take on it, and it should work well. You can do this, you can do that, and it should work pretty well. And I should real quick apologize to the guys watching. StreamYard is not working well at the moment, so if I'm missing a comment, I sincerely apologize, guys, okay? Seriously, I'm not ignoring anyone, so if I've missed a comment, I do apologize. It is not on purpose, I promise you guys. But again, it just feels like it's something that everybody does, You get the basic ones, make sure you're getting good product out there. You focus more on making sure you have a good carrier blend and a good feeling beard and that stuff. Right. And then once you got those things nailed down, it's like, okay, now we're going to try something different.
Right.
And
for
me, again, when you first started, it was the uniform, same label, the little banner, and just change the name of the scent profile on it, your tins for your bomb. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, Torch Store drops. I did it. See, guys, I did it wrong again for you. Torch Store drops, and we've got this real cool box that comes with the 3-pack. I mean, if you guys order it, it actually comes with normal tops on it that you can either use it that way, or he sends the dropper as well. I think you can pick on your site, right?
Yeah, you can pick a spout, and we also have a pump available too.
Right. So you can pick on his site which one you want to do. So I was actually so thrilled, dude, when I opened that box and there were droppers, because one of my biggest pet peeves in life is a top with no restrictor on it.
Right.
Don't ask me why. It drives me nuts.
And it's hard too, because like I have 2 beard oils now that I've knocked over, like when they're in the bathroom, knock them over in the sink, and you're just like, oh no. That it's hard when you have, the different style of lids.
I've got a little nephew who likes to come in here, and he likes to pick up my beard oils, and he opens them up, and he smells them, and he goes, "So Nami." That's what he says to every one of them. He thinks they all smell amazing, by the way. So maybe my nephew should be a reviewer, because he'd never give you guys a bad review. He just
perfect.
Everything smells amazing to him. Everything, right? But he also has this habit where he'll have it open like this and smell it, and then all of a sudden you watch him and he's leaning and it's tipping and it's tipping, and I'm like, let's not. But that's when I'm here. I know he comes in here when I'm not here. Right. So I get nervous, man. No restrictor top, I could lose a whole lot of oil with no restrictor.
Yeah.
So but that's what it's going to do, though. That breaks my heart. I've done that twice before too. Yeah. It's rough. I've had a few oils that have hit the dirt, and it's not fun.
No.
It's not a fun experience, man.
At least the bathroom smells nice for a while.
Actually, my stuff is not in the bathroom.
Well, good. It's not supposed to be, but...
I don't, first of all, if I put it... Again, there's 8 of us in this house. Yeah. If I put my beard collection in the bathroom, they'd kill me.
Right.
I'm at about 120 oils. Somewhere around like 50 butters and 80-something bombs. They'd kill me. Okay? Yeah. They would definitely... The women in this house would take me out back and put me down. They'd be like, now we get our bathroom space back. Thank you very much.
Right. That's funny.
And secondly, again, this is Jersey. We get 105 with extreme humidity. My butters would never survive the bathroom. It just wouldn't happen.
Right.
So they sit in my room on the little table in front of the air conditioner, nice and safe. Never to be over probably 20 degrees in my room, but that's just me. I'm a polar bear. As my daughter will tell you guys, I am definitely a polar bear. So, all right. So Renewed Man's here. He started everything. When did you learn about beard products? And before your own company, what was one of your favorite companies?
Well, the learning about beard products and wanting to start Renewed Man were really hand in hand. It was pretty much like, oh, I want to try these out for my own beard. Oh, I want to build a beard company. It all happened at the same time. I think the first one I bought was from Boss Man, like their Stagecoach or something like that. What was one of my,
Yeah, my little brother's still here. He's the only one still here. Yeah.
I to stay.
So Barden was one of the first ones I tried. Actually, that
Okay.
I think I hopped on somebody's live stream and he was selling some, and I really liked it.
That's a good one to try for your first one.
Yeah.
Most of us don't have that experience for their first one.
Right. And I also bought. I think I mentioned I bought some. I bought Royal Beardsmen. I think it's Royal. They're the one with the skull and the crown on their head, right? I think.
Yes, that is Royal Beardsman. I know it's hard because there's a lot of skulls out there, but that is Royal Beardsman.
So I bought their Whiskey Glaze, which I still think is an amazing scent.
Okay.
And those were kind of a couple that I got into. It's like a donut whiskey smell.
Yeah, we're talking about this guy right here, right? I mean, this isn't the same scent profile, but we're talking about that company, yes?
Yep, that's the company.
Yeah,
exactly.
I have their sire. Again, it's not bad stuff at all. It's very nice, actually.
Right.
So that's another good one if you're just getting started, kind of. Those are good ones to find.
Yeah, and I watched enough to avoid, the really, really cheapo Walmart brands, thankfully. So I didn't have to deal with those experiences.
So I can tell you that my first experience, first I learned about beard stuff because of Scuba over on BeardTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually in the hospital at the time. So I don't know if you follow the stuff I do. I have a condition called NF2. I have tumors in my body and stuff. And that's why we did the auction recently for the Children's Tumor Foundation. And so I was in the hospital actually recovering from this last surgery.
Okay.
And I was bored out of my mind because hospital TV is still terrible, which amazes me. Of all the damn things out there at this point, I can't get cable in a damn hospital yet. Like, it drives me nuts. So I'm on my phone and I'm searching through videos, and I saw a review that said something about, beard oil, and it was him talking about fresh beards, I believe it was at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell's beard oil? Right?
Right.
I was like, what the hell's beard oil? Like, what is this? Right? So and I'm watching the video and he says how it helps with the beard itch and everything else. And I'm like, that's the damn reason I keep shaving my beard, is because it's driving me nuts.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, so I need beard oil. Okay, cool, right? Get home from the hospital and I actually have a thing in the mail from Cremo that's like if you buy our beard balm, you get an oil for free at the store. So that's what I did. And I went, wow, this stuff's not good. I went, at the time I thought it was okay, right? I was like, all right, not great, but I don't know if I'd ever use it again. So maybe the beard stuff's not for me.
Right.
And then I saw another Scuba video where he said, you want to be a reviewer? Make an email, send it out to all these companies, try out some new products. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. That sounds like a good idea. It really wasn't the greatest idea to just mass email everyone, but it sounded like it at the time.
Right.
It sounded like a genius idea. But that's how I started getting in. Like, that's how I got Wild Willie. Wild Willie's actually sent me 2 boxes full of so much product that I was like, dude, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? They sent me activated charcoal skin masks and all kinds of stuff, dude. Like, they sent me head shaving cream, but that's how I got started. And it wasn't until a company by the name of Wildside Beard Co. Sent me their stuff. And I went, so is this what beard stuff is supposed to be? Because before that, I wasn't having a whole lot of great experiences. And I got theirs, then Badass, and things finally started going right. But it took a whole lot of not so cool companies to get there. And you seem to have had the complete opposite experience. I'm a little bit jealous, actually.
Yeah, you know, I lucked out. I don't even remember what stream I was on to make me buy Barden's. I have no idea. I bought his beard, and believe it or not, Barden was my first beard wash I tried, which he has a fantastic beard wash.
Okay.
I've tried several others since then that I did not enjoy as much. So I kind of got lucky on that.
You might have just gone on to something where I have to admit something that everybody in the chat might lynch me for.
Uh-oh.
They might kill me for this one. This could be bad. But so when I did that charity auction, somebody won Barden's gift cards and gave it to me because they were like a thank you for doing it. I was like, you don't have to do that, but they wanted to do it. So I said, the only thing I have from Barden is the Reform, the collab they did with Tyson, right?
Yep.
And I love that one. That scent profile I love, right?
Great scent.
But everybody else talks about the tobacco leather bourbon, and it was like the beardy scent of the year, and it's amazing. So I used the gift card to get the big bundle of it, right, with the shampoo and oil, butter, balm, and it got here after taking a month and a week to get here because of all that was going on with COVID and such.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
You know, and that happens. I have his tobacco scent in a oil, and it's good, you know, but it's one of those, you know, it's kind of like my pine and mint scent. It is a standard tobacco scent.
There was the word I was looking for before. Industry standards.
Industry standards. But his pine is here. You don't like mint and pine, but I got his mint and pine wash, and I have to say it's good.
So yeah, I haven't even tried his wash because I just don't like that. I should have just gotten the wash and sent it. Probably that probably would have been a smarter thing to do.
Right.
But I got it with the tobacco leather because I'm like, man, everybody says this thing is great. There's no way I'm not gonna like this. And yeah, it's just not something I'm enjoying. I was like, man, this sucks. I was like, I waited like almost a month and a half for it to get here. Now I don't like it.
I guarantee if you threw that up somewhere for sale, it would be gone in a hurry.
Oh, I'm probably actually going to use it for a giveaway thing when I do Barden's review.
That's perfect.
Stuff's amazing. I've been testing out Barden for a while here, and it's great stuff. You know, that scent profile just didn't do it for me, and that's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Scent profiles are so subjective. One of my biggest pet peeves in the game is when I see a review, and I'm not talking about any of the guys that I really know, but what people don't realize is outside of our little community, there are more reviewers out there. And there are some out there who literally do this. So I got this in from this company, and yeah, no, it's not for me. I don't like this. It doesn't work. Bye.
Right.
Well, just because it doesn't smell good, though, doesn't mean it's a bad product. That's not the way this works.
Right.
And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is, yes, this goes on your face, right? So scent profile definitely matters. You don't want to put something on your face if you don't like the way it smells. But feel and beard, the way the product works, matters so much more. Like, you can't give a product a complete wash just because, it smells bad, so that's not a good product. It doesn't work that way.
No. And you kind of hit it home right there. It's true. It's just, and I'm glad you're willing to test it out and try everything. Because even if you take this product and you crack open the bottle and go, oh, I get XYZ scent. Well, you're just getting the top note in the bottle. Like you gotta get it in your hands, smell it, and rub it in your beard, and it totally changes.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. And to me, that's the one thing I've tried to get through to a lot of people here more recently, and not just with your company, but with a lot of companies these days. It seems like the in-bottle smell is not the finished product. You have to get it out, warm it up, and get it in beard, and that's when you start getting that full experience. And like I tell people, if I just went off of in-bottle, there's probably half my collection that I'd never wear again, based off the way it smelled in bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Once I've gotten it out, warmed it up, and got it in beard, it's been a totally different experience.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, look at that. See? I watch Jared every day when his Netflix series come out. You seen his acting? Hey man, that was pretty cool the other night. I thought that was pretty funny. You had John sitting there like, wait, what's going on? What's happening?
Kudos to John, because I sat there like the day, like a couple hours before. I was like, what do I have here that I could just do a quick little skit with? And I knew I had a light that could flash police lights, and so I just pre-recorded myself and threw on a mask.
Be good, brother. I'll see you later.
See you later, Chris. And so I told John, like, hey, I'm just gonna do something funny at the beginning. Just go along with it. I never told him what it was.
Hey man, he played along though.
I wish I'd come up with something for this, but my creative skills weren't. They weren't.
Oh, it's all good.
Firing.
He has the best chair in the business, that's for sure. You know what? His chair might be best for looks, but this thing behind me a beast. Okay, yeah. I sleep in my chair, so comfort-wise, I'll stack it up against anyone.
I ain't sleeping in this one. It's funny, like I literally had been looking for a lounge chair for a long time, and I found an actual handmade king's throne for sale that I wanted to buy it. It was like 8 feet tall, carved wood. It would have been pretty sick, but
wow.
It was out of the budget.
All right. So besides beard products, what is your interest? What are your hobbies? I mean, I know you said the cigars.
Yep. Cigars. I've been really getting into, different whiskeys. Here's one I'm drinking tonight called Monkey Shoulder. This was actually a Scotch blend. Other than that, IT has always been a big interest for me. Computer technology. I mean, I've done that my whole life professionally, besides owning Renewed Man. So I really enjoy backpacking and camping. Once a year at least, I make sure that I get out for a few days and go on a nice long hike, and we go hammock camping. Those are kind of the big things for me. Living where I live. Fishing's really common. I'm not a huge into fishing, but I do enjoy spending time out on the lake. It's always a really good time. My wife loves fishing, so if she's fishing, I'm smoking a cigar, and we're both happy.
Your wife loves fishing?
She loves fishing.
I don't think I've ever met a woman in my life that actually enjoyed going fishing. They would have been my soulmate in that moment.
Yeah, she loves, before we got married, she used to work for the Forest Service, and she loves hunting and fishing. Like that is, she can, she won a few archery contests.
Wow.
She can outrun me. Like, she was huge into long distance running when she was throughout high school. So
Dude, don't ever piss her off. You're in trouble.
Thankfully, her upper body strength isn't there, so I can hold my own. But
but I mean, still, man, she's won archery contests. Like, dude, you're in trouble. Like,
yeah. Even if I'm running, she could still like.
So a new question I've thought to ask some of these company owners when I bring them on here, because I ask them a million questions about, this and that, and us as reviewers, we sit there and pick apart companies and everything else. And what are your thoughts on some of the reviewers out there?
Like specific people, or
just basically anything you've seen during reviews, or things you like, things you don't like.
Yeah, the few things I always appreciate, or maybe, you talked about earlier how people just crack open a bottle and smell it and call it good. They're like, oh, I like that scent. And then they just put it on the shelf.
That's an unboxing. That's not a review.
Yeah. And, I'm grateful that they get our product and love it, but I would rather hear them say, this one wasn't my favorite, because then that helps me as a company. Right. Or even if I send it to them, our balm, for instance, I sent it to Brian with Beard and Banjos, and he's like, hey, man.
Oh, good dude. Very good dude.
This balm ain't the best.
Yeah.
he's like, I recorded a review, but you probably don't want me to put it out.
He probably said it just like that, too, because he's one of the nicest guys around. So he's probably like, hey, buddy, I got some bad news. Like,
yeah. Yeah, so we went back, and actually it turned out we had gotten some shea butter that wasn't the best from another company.
Okay.
And, but his willingness to help us grow and change as a company, that's been huge. Feedback, I'm okay if the reality is, if someone put out a bad review, I would be sad. But, it's constructive feedback, to help us grow as a company, because we would never have the King's Torsador collection or have fragrances or anything we're doing if I didn't have feedback from reviewers. So that's kind of that's the biggest thing that I like them doing. I do like when they come back and try to find something to change. Like, Jared, all these things were really good, but maybe you could work on this one thing. Like that would, even if it's not in the review, even if it's just via a DM, like that's always super helpful. Other than that, I think it's we're always grateful for them to actually spend I probably, such as yourself, you spent some time with the product.
Yes.
You didn't just like, hey man, yeah, I opened it up, put it in the beer today, it's great. It's when we know that someone spent a few days with it at least, then it's more meaningful to, I think, the community, and it's more meaningful to us. Like, this guy's giving a real review. He's not just.
Well, I actually on purpose decided to wait an extra week and test out the products a little bit longer, because I knew that when it dropped, you had sent it out to Tyson and so many others that week was just going to be flooded with Renewed Man videos. And I was like, all right, I'm like, I could probably jump on that and everybody else would be like, oh, look, let's go see what he thought. But I was like, let me just wait a week and give this a little bit more time and really get my thoughts where I want them, what I like, what I'm not liking, and have more than just the, hey, it's the, King's Torch Store edition. Here you go.
Right. And that was great. And I didn't even know that your brother was going to be, that was your brother, right? That was on board. Yeah. Like that was your guys' banter back and forth. And even hearing like, oh, hey, he likes this one and Joe likes this one more, that's great feedback.
Yeah. He's mad at me. So we do this together, and we went into this with an agreement, right? That I was going to be shouldering most of the work, right? Because he really only shows up to do videos. That's about it,
Sure.
The rest of this is on me most of the time. But he'll test products as well, and but we had an agreement. I decide what goes where. I'm the one putting in most of the work here, right? So when the King's Torsador came in the door, and he was like, all right, I'm like, yeah, it's your turn. Take these and go test them out. We brought him back, and he's like, yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to take Cigar Wood Nude with me. I was like, if you don't mind, I'd like to not put my foot up your ass. So go ahead and walk out the door. Have a nice day.
That's funny.
I was like, no, you can have Blackman's Maduro if you want it.
Right. Have these. Take these.
Oh, you can have that one if you want it. I'm not a big fan, but you ain't taking the Cigar Wood Nude, and you definitely ain't taking my Havana Beach. That's just not happening.
Right.
In fact, when the opportunity arises, I got to get the butter for that one, because I'm definitely enjoying that one.
It's here when you're ready, man.
Yeah, I'll get there, dude. It's just, like I said, man, COVID has messed up the whole world right now. So
yeah,
my plan is definitely to get the Havana Beach one as soon as I can, dude. So trust me on that one. So one last question before I get into my weird round robin round and just ask you a bunch of random stuff.
All right.
Where does your inspiration come from? Is it just kind of like, all right, you know what, I'd like to see what this smells like or that, or is it some outside thing that drives you, that makes you want to do things a certain way?
It's a multiple of factors. It's hard for me. Like if I go to do a scent, I don't think I've ever been, other than I knew I wanted cigar related, I've never been like, this is the scent I'm going for. And I try to build a fragrance around it. It's always been an experience. Like I will go to our fragrance companies, and I use probably 4 different ones now. And I'll call them up and say, hey, what are some of your best sellers? And what are some new unique ones? Send them to me. And then just like you guys with the beard oils, I'll smell all of them and I'll go, hey, like, how does this one blend with that? Hey, does that blend with that? And then I will get a scent that I like, and then I will form a concept and name around the scent that came from it. So like, I'll drop this little bomb here. Like one of the scents we're doing is like a barber scent with a twist of lime in it.
Okay.
I had some barber and shave scents that I liked, and I was like, but this needs a little something. So, I experimented with a few, and I was like, I like this. Let's call it Barber Limon. And, so then the graphics,
cool. That's cool. I like that. Yeah.
So the graphics, kind of orient around that, and I have to find I'll picture something in my mind, and then I have to find a graphics designer that kind of makes something similar. So this next batch, totally different set of designers, and then I take it and tweak it how I want. So it's hard to say, like
words there. The Bacardi Limon, Barber Limon, like.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that, but that is that's an observation.
Yeah, no, I like the little play on words on that one because it's something that sticks in your head real easy.
Right.
Or maybe I just drank too much Bacardi Limon before I was 18. Maybe that's the problem.
And we just got that label finished last night, actually, and I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's kind of the evolution for me. That's kind of how it's always been.
Is your wife a big part of the company, or does she kind of just leave it all to you?
She's definitely becoming more and more involved. She honestly asks me every couple of days, like, what can I do to help you here? I see you're super busy. So she's getting more involved. Like today, she probably bottled up and sealed, 40 bottles of oil for me. She has a much stronger scent or nose than I do. So like I'll develop a product, as a scent smith, you develop nose blindness. So I can only work on developing something for an hour, and then I just can't smell things well anymore. And so sometimes I'll bring her in like, hey, how does this smell to you? And she can pick out the scents a lot better than I can. So this would be a lot harder without her help. Even just the sheer fact that she sees me busy and she can, help keep the kids busy and things like that while I'm working.
Are there any other owners in this, or is it just you and your wife?
Just me and my wife. Yep. Nobody else. Not this
just
time.
Curious. I mean, there are companies out there, they got 3 or 4 owners and everybody plays their part. And so you just never know.
Right.
All right. You ready for your random questions?
Let's do this.
And then I know guys, Dan and Twitch are live tonight. They have their auction. I know. But for those of you who have hung around with us, we still have a giveaway to do for you guys too. So, make sure you hang around to the end here. We're going to do the random questions here. You ready, sir?
Ready.
All right. Your favorite cologne?
I don't wear cologne a lot, but the one that if I do, and I've used it since high school, is one called Avatar.
Okay.
I have no idea who makes it.
Favorite ice cream?
Berry cheesecake.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, any kind of ice cream with cheesecake in it.
Wow, never even heard of that.
They're amazing.
You learn something new every day. Look at that. Favorite soda?
Diet Mountain Dew.
Why diet?
Because I hated diets forever, but the sugar, the amount of sugar in a regular pop is just too much for me. So I have to go diet if I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you kind of answered this already, but favorite alcohol?
Whiskey or bourbon. I do enjoy, up where we are, there's actually a really good brewery nearby, and I enjoy their craft beers.
Okay. Favorite cereal?
Raisin Bran or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Good man. See, you got some. Oh, no, see, I'm not a Cinnamon Toast. For me, it's Raisin Bran or it's Frosted Mini Wheats. Those are my two.
Yes. Very good.
Frosted Mini Wheats. Love Frosted Mini Wheats.
Yeah.
I used to prefer it too when they had the Frosted Wheats, the long rectangle ones.
Yep.
I used to love those things too, man.
Yes.
Love them. Car question. American Muscle or import?
Lately, man, American Muscle. Like, there's some sweet American Muscle now.
Yeah, and even if you can get one of those old school ones and restore them.
Yeah, they look appearance-wise American Muscle all day long. If I used to be I used to want a Subaru STI for a long time, but man, like my dream car is like a Dodge Demon or like a Hellcat or something. Like that would be sweet.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Favorite rock band?
Let's see. That varies, man. Like I really like Nightwish is a good rock band I enjoy. I don't listen to them as much as I used to. I like Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay.
Right now I'm going on a kick of listening to a band called Fifth Dawn. It's a female metal band. So there you have it.
Thanks, Jeff. What's going on, brother? Hope all is well, man. Here's one that always throws people through a loop. Favorite actress?
Favorite actress?
Nobody ever thinks about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
One of the Emmas. I can't remember.
Emma Roberts?
No.
I can't remember any of their Emmas right now.
The one that was in Spider-Man. Emma Stone, I think her name is. I'll go with Emma Stone. She's the only one who's coming to mind.
Okay, Emma Stone. We'll go with Emma Stone. That's fine.
Okay.
MMA or boxing?
MMA.
Yeah. See, I will always love boxing, always. But if I'm asking that question, like overall, I'll always love boxing. But right now, there's just too much politics in boxing destroying the sport, not letting the great fight happen. Where in MMA, if you got a number 1 and number 2 out there, they're going to fight. That's that.
Yep.
So that's why MMA's kind of got that edge for me these days. Football or baseball?
Football. I'll
Favorite
fall asleep
team?
watching baseball. Probably Green Bay Packers.
Favorite team? No.
I get that a lot.
I was going to give you the chance to say the New York Giants for me, but it's okay. It's fine. I don't need to ask you this question. Vodka or whiskey? You already answered that one. Whiskey. That's probably that right there.
Right.
Basketball question for you. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Well, I got to watch LeBron James live in the Staples Center, so I got to say LeBron James.
You know, I've told people this more than once. Mike might be the most accomplished and the greatest closer the world has ever seen. But as far as just a raw athlete that is just out of his mind and can do anything on a basketball court, LeBron might be the greatest we've ever seen.
Yeah, that or I also got to see Kobe. I got to see him play in the Lakers, many years ago at the Staples Center. And dude, that guy was just lightning. I'm not really into basketball, but those two guys are phenomenal athletes. Or, obviously one of them is passed, but it was amazing.
Favorite TV show?
Oh man, I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. What have I gone on a kick on?
Very good, Phil. Very good. Plus, LeBron has a sick beard.
Would you make fun of me if what my favorite TV show used to be Futurama?
No, dude, I love Futurama. Why would I make fun of that?
Some people are like, "Wait, you watch cartoons?" So that used to be my favorite one.
I love Futurama. Are you kidding me? I used to get called a bad parent by people because I let my daughter watch that and Family Guy.
Futurama's fine for kids. Family Guy, not so much.
Family Guy, I used to. So we had them on DVD and on Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So I would pick what episodes I would let her watch.
There you go.
As long as you're safe, it's no worse than putting on The Simpsons most nights.
Sure.
It's certain episodes where they really push that envelope, and you're like, yeah, no, you can't watch that one. That's that.
So you say that. I remember a more recent TV series that I really enjoyed was The Expanse. It's a sci-fi series that is fantastic series on, I think it's on Netflix now.
Okay.
Anyway, just want to interject that.
No, it's cool. Favorite horror movie?
I haven't watched a lot of horror movies. So the only one that I can remember that put a big impression on me was Haunting in Connecticut, because it like freaked me out when I saw it.
Okay. I mean, everybody's entitled to their one, like I said.
Yep.
I happen to be a huge horror fan. That's why Mike is sitting behind me there. So
yep.
That's why it's one of the questions I ask people quite often.
See, I watched the new Halloween and I watched the most recent It, and it was like they just weren't scary to me anymore. So
I've had to lower my expectations a bit in life. I grew up in the horror scene. My uncle actually used to do like mask work and makeup work for B-rate horror films when I was younger.
mm-hmm.
Nothing ever major or anything like that, but he had some decent ones. I don't know if you ever remember a movie called Tales from the Dark Side.
The name rings a bell.
It was an anthology movie, and in one of them, it was a story about like a gargoyle who could change into a person.
Okay.
But the gargoyle mask and all was made by my uncle, actually. That was actually the one that actually helped him put a down payment on his home. Like,
cool.
So, stuff like that was all cool. And I always grew up around the stuff. So
yeah,
I used to watch they used to lock me in their room and make me watch like Friday the 13th and stuff like that when I was like 5. So now it's like horror movies in general. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to scare me. It's
right.
not. I'm here to count the awesome kills. Let's go. Well, let's get rolling here. So I've always been more of a slasher fan because of that.
Makes sense.
All right, man. 2 of the biggest questions in the beard world right now. Are you ready?
Sure. Let's do it.
They are like hot topic, raw, hard-hitting questions that everyone is asking. Are you ready?
Yes.
How should steak be cooked?
Medium rare.
No. It's supposed to be cooked, dude. Well done.
Never well done. Never well done.
No.
I like I do not like it to be like raw, but I do enjoy a little bit of pink in there.
No, I'm a well done guy. Actually, my whole family disagrees with me on this one, so it's kind of funny.
Like, I should tell you something.
It's funny. I've told people this. Like, I'm not like Devin Beard Code, who won't even like touch a medium steak. Like, he doesn't want nothing to do with it. I've eaten them because when we make like London broil or something like that, they all want it medium. So I'm not going to be like, all right, well, throw mine back on for an extra 5. No, I'll just whatever, bring it out. I'll eat it. Right. But if I have my preference, I prefer it well done.
So sounds like Devin wants his steak to bounce before he eats it.
He likes it well done. He does. He doesn't want anything right in the middle, and I don't blame him. I mean, listen, my dad, and maybe this is the reason I don't like it like this, but I was younger, and we went to a place in Jersey called Wild West City, okay? It is a Wild West themed park, basically. They do reenactments, you go on stagecoach rides, all that stuff. And right next to there is this big steak place, right? And they had a thing, I think it was called the Steer. And it was like a 30-something ounce steak. Shoot. It was monstrous, okay? And the deal was, if you could eat this whole steak, you got it for free. And my dad turned to them and said, I can do this, but what you need to do is take my steak out of the fridge, walk it through a hot room, slap it on the ass, and throw it on my plate.
Yuck.
And they brought that thing out to him, and the outside was barely brown. Like, it was as raw could be. And he ate that whole thing, and then they brought him another one, and he ate that too.
Oh, my goodness.
He became a legend and disgusting to me all in the same day. Because I was like, hey, you just pounded 60 ounces worth of steak. That's amazing, but good God, why did you have to eat it like that?
Right. So gross.
That might be what has thrown me off forever from the medium, rare, all that area, but
I could see that.
Yeah, chef. It was, I mean, he took those things down. He was like, oh, so I get this one for free? All right, then give me another one.
That's amazing.
Hey, somebody should have told them that when you tell my dad something's for free, he's going to do it. He's going to take it down. All right, and the biggest question in the beard world. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
Oh, my God. No. Oh, Jeff, shut up. I can already hear Chef.
Everybody hates that. Very few people like pineapple on their pizza. When I order a pizza, I always order a premium, and I don't have pineapple on it because nobody in my family likes it. But
oh no,
I do. Dude, like when I was a kid, you always got pepperoni and pineapple, and it was
what?
So good.
What kind of kid were you?
So good. We don't need to get into that.
But no, dude. Pineapple does not belong on pizza, man. I'm sorry. I like the beard products, but we're going to have to disagree on this one.
Fair enough. I'm okay with that. If I bring a pizza,
we're not 2 for 2. We're 0 for 2. This ain't your show. It's my show. 0 for 2. Man, that was a rough one. But all right, sir. So we're just about getting ready to wrap up here. So if you're ready, we can do your giveaway. You can go ahead and tell the people what you're going to give away to them.
Yeah, so we're going to give away, and not necessarily these two, but we got a beard butter and a beard oil combo. Now, we only have beard butter in the new Torsador collection, so You're limited to those. But you can pick any oil you want. You'll probably want to pick both, but that's what we're giving away. Oil and butter. I'll spice it up a little tonight. If you like cigars, I'll throw in my favorite cigar, too.
Oh, look at that. Very cool. Very cool. So I know there's a big auction going on tonight. So if you're in here and you're paying attention, do me a favor. Go ahead and throw a thumbs up because StreamYard is not working great. So I can't really see how many people are in here at the moment. I can see your comments finally, but I can't get a count on actual people at the moment. So I need you guys to throw something up for me so I can start counting how many of you are actually in here. There we go. Okay, here we go.
I see at least 5 people so far.
3, 4, 5,
6.
Got more coming in. 6.
7,
Why are people putting up numbers? I didn't say. Oh, I guess they're just putting up something. Okay. Oh, they're telling me how many I have. I got 11 people in here right now. That's actually not bad considering Dan C is live at the moment. That's. I'll take that right now. All right, so we got 11. So here's what we'll do, guys. We'll make it simple. If you've been paying attention to the stream tonight, we'll start this with a trivia question, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
All right. So if you've been paying attention to the stream and you watch my channel, I just did a top 5 recently where a renewed man was an honorable mention. What scent profile was that honorable mention? First person to get it right wins the giveaway. If you were watching the stream, I said it tonight.
I think you said it several times. There we go. Yeah. See a winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
Hold on. Give StreamYard a second. Come on. Come on. No, you don't want to cooperate at the moment? Sometimes StreamYard just doesn't want to cooperate, and I don't know why it does this, but oh wait, there we go. All right, cool. Yes, we do have a winner, and the first person on my screen and the only person who got it right, it looks like, is Phil.
That's what I see too.
Phil Velasco is the only one who got it right. It was the Havana Beach. It was my top 5 colognes. And Havana was my honorable mention, which I had just gotten my hands on. But I was enjoying it so much and using it so often that I had to put it in there. So, Phil, congratulations, man. You have just won some awesome, awesome stuff, dude. Okay? My recommendation is definitely Havana Beach. That would be my number one choice. Cigar Wood and Oud, though, is a close second. It's close, dude. Seriously, it is. But you can't go wrong with any of them. Sorry, brother. I don't like black mint, but you can't go wrong with it still. It feels great in beard.
That's okay. Great.
So all you got to do, brother, is reach out to Jared here at Renewed Man on IG. Get him your information. He'll take care of the rest for you. Congratulations again, man. Oh, look at that. Now we got people coming in. We're getting ready to wrap up now, guys. What's going on, Steven? What's going on, guys? Didn't want Joe to say my name. You got it wrong, Chef. Don't lie. See, that's Chef's way of saying, like, oh, I win everything, so I had to get this wrong on purpose. No, you got it wrong. Don't lie. Don't lie. Yeah, Phil, just make sure you reach out to Jared, and all you got to do is get your information to him and tell him which one you want to go with. So, Jared, I want to thank you, brother, seriously, for an awesome, awesome live, for being a great guest. Well, is there anything you would like to add before we get ready to wrap it up here?
Yeah, a couple small things on our company that I always like to kind of chime in on the end is we do offer a 1-year guarantee on everything. So cool. if you're like 9 months in and you're like, this isn't doing it for me, free returns and exchanges on anything. So if you buy an oil and you don't like it, it's on me to exchange it for something else or just give you your money back.
Okay.
So that's something I wanted to throw out there. I don't think a lot of companies do that. But other than that, I'm on streams all the time. I'm on IG. Hit me up. I'd love to chat.
Yeah, and you know what? I can say this from experience. I message Jared and he gets back to me pretty quick. Like, unless he's doing something most of the time, which is understandable, he always answers me no matter what dumb question I have to ask him or if I'm just annoying him about being on my live for the 8 millionth time. He always answers.
No, man. Yeah. And I always got my phone next to me and I love chatting it up on IG.
It's all good outdoorsman, brother. I know there's a lot going on tonight and you got Dan and Twitch doing their auction tonight. So it's all good, man. It happens. But we're always here on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Meet Your Maker will continue on. It has been an amazing experience. It's always fun when I get owners like Jared and even like Jay from Beard Gents last week who are open and willing to discuss just about anything that's going on with their companies. It makes this whole process a lot more fun because, again, without the owner, it's just me sitting here talking a bunch of nonsense. So you guys really make this series what it is. So thank you so much for being an awesome guest tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Really appreciate it.
And, guys, don't forget, tomorrow, me and Johnny Grooms will be live doing our Bearded Dad stream. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do yet, but we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to have some special guests with us. And then it'll lead into, at 9, over on Beards and Banjos, they'll be doing the teacher stream. So Friday night's packed up too, man. So, guys, again, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Stay safe out there. Stay bearded. And most of all, be good to each other and take care of each other, guys. And I'll see you guys again next week, man.